All right, well, employee burnout is on the rise. A recent Gallup study found 23% of full-time workers polled report work-related stress. Rahaf, your new book, Hustle and Float, addresses the epidemic of workplace burnout. What ultimately inspired you to write this and talk about burnout in this book?
So I myself experienced burnout, a very severe episode of it. And it wasn't that I was asking myself, what should I do to work better? Because I think we all know what we can do to work better. It's not going to shock you to tell you, take a break, rest, take a vacation. No one's like, oh, that's a really great idea. So the interesting question then became, why aren't we doing it? And this is a book that looks at the different ways that our history, our media, the narratives that we tell ourselves about what success should look like act as hidden influences and often make us, often shape our behaviors in ways that we're not even aware of. So you find yourself acting against your own best interest, even when you really know that you should be taking a break, you don't. And unraveling that, I think, is the only way to get past this harmful behavior.
And I like what you put in the book here when you're talking about emotions are contagious. So do you think people we're so focused in the office on results that we're not thinking about the effect that body signals and body languages are actually having on other employees?
Yeah, and it's not even just emotions. It's like most people in the knowledge economy today are being paid to be creative in some capacity. And being creative requires space and time. It requires you to be calm. You're not going to get your best work if you are constantly without rest, if you are always freaking out, if your colleagues are always freaking out, and if there's that level of anxiety and upset, that's actually going to just harm your ability to solve the problems that you came to work to solve.
I kind of struggle with that myself, though, in terms of, and people talk about it being a millennial issue, but in terms of how you can actually solve that with a limited amount of hours in the day, right? Because everyone wants more sleep, everyone wants more everything. But
there's certain things that you just got to get done.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to be stressed about it. But are there certain ways that you've seen work in terms of, addressing that problem?
Yeah, and I'm going to kick it right back to you, which is you want to get more done in every single hour, but do you ever stop and ask yourself if your expectations of what you're going to get done, if you're trying to pack in a 23-hour day in a 9, 10, 12-hour workday, if that's even reasonable. So it's almost having a conversation about what is the end goal that you're trying to achieve, what's the work that you want to create, and then how do you put conditions into place that protects your own energy stores, that protects your own health, so that you can actually get it done, because that's what we all want. We just want to get the job done.
Well, for now, for me, it's coffee that's getting the job done, and that's what I've been leaning on, and that's one thing. But Rahaf Harfoush is the author of Hustle and Float. Thanks so much for being here for the full hour and sharing that learning as well.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Sabeel, thanks for being here too.